Sahana bhavatu, sahanau bhunaktu, saha vīryam karavāvahai, tejasvinavadītamastu mā viṣāvahai. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So, we left the last satsang on ASHTAVAKRA Gita, verse 5, which dealt with the realm of time. Okay, where Janaka rose, where are the three states of consciousness for me, and where even the Turiya for me? Svamahimni sthitasya, who abide in my own grandeur. So, let's take off from the realm of time to the realm of space. The Videha Mukta rose. Kva dūraṃ, kva samīpaṃ vā, bāhyaṃ kva abhyantaraṃ kva vā, kva sthūlaṃ kva ca vā sūkṣmaṃ, svamahimni sthitasya me. Where is distance? Where is nearness? Where is outside? And where is inside? Where is the gross, or where is even the subtle for me, who abide in my own grandeur of self? Dūraṃ and samīpaṃ, distance and nearness. Distance is with respect to space. Outside and inside is also with respect to space. So for a jiva, what he feels or what he would answer if he is asked this question, where do you exist? He would say, within the space, my body exists. And within the space, all other bodies exist. And relative to my body, I see the distance of other bodies, or I see the distance of other objects and conclude whether they are near me or they are farther from me. Even I feel at a BMI level that even God is sometimes nearer to me, or God is sometimes farther away from me. Is it merely from the point of view of body that I am considering somebody or some object as nearer to me or farther from me? No. Along with the body may not be the intellect, but the mind very much comes to play. Sometimes what happens, someone is very nearer to us physically, but still we feel mentally very far away from that person. And sometimes someone may be thousands of kilometers away from us, but still we feel we are nearest and closest to that person. So, along with the body, the mind comes to play, and the mind concludes the nearness or something being nearer to us or something being farther away from us. Now, an interesting thing, leave alone Vedanta, leave alone spiritual knowledge. Go to a layman, uneducated man. Very, very interesting and very deep thought for introspection. Go to a layman and ask him, tell me how far you are from you or how near you are to you. Any person, even with no zero intellect, is bound to laugh at you and say, Bhaiya ji, how can I say that I am nearer to me, or how I can say that I am farther from me? Because when I am concerned, there is nothing which I can say is nearer or farther from me, because I am me. There is no second thing from me to say that I am not divided into two persons, Ram and Sham, to say that me the Ram is away from me the Sham, or me the Ram is nearer to me the Sham. I am Ram, Ram only. Now tell me, from a mere physical point of view, gross level, body level, when you cannot say that you are nearer to you or you are farther from you, because you are you, I am I, then expand and reach to the level of self. Even from body level, you are not able to say, you are saying that I'm the only body. How can I be nearer to myself, or how can I be farther away from myself? Then consider this self, where the self is not yourself within your body. Only self is Purnamada Purnamida. Then where is the question of something being nearer to me, the self, or something being farther away from me, the self? Start from the body, go up to the self, stay there in the introspection, and feel the beauty within. Now come to a Jivan Mukta. The Jivan Mukta, tables are turned. From where we start as a Jiva, Akashavat, the space is there, I am there, others are there, other objects are there. So in the realm of space, something is nearer to me, something is farther from me, I say, as a Jiva. And when I, as the seer, as the realized self, the entire complete picture changes once for all. Because here what happens, these lines have to be lived when you listen to this now itself, and then when you listen to the second time, you have to just, like the gulab jamun essence, you have to exist in these lines when he says this. These are all not conceptual, theoretical lines. You have to live, exist in these lines. For a Jivan Mukta, for the one who has realized the self, having transcended far, far, far beyond the BMI limited equipment, the space exists inside him. Or we cannot even say him. The space exists inside that. Before the first of the five elements, the space came, it was there already, ever there. Nirguna Nirakara Param Brahman. So, the space itself is within me. And the entire creation is within the space. And the entire world of human bodies and other objects are within the creation, within the space, and space is within me. Now, is there even any sense of talking about nearness or being far away from me? Or is there any relevance of that? Like we don't keep on looking at our hand and see the rays and keep talking about it. And we don't keep on looking at our leg and say, this is my leg, this is my leg. Expand and realize this, understand this, that when the space is within me, the creation is within the space, and the world of animate and inanimate objects are within the creation, then there is no sense, there is no relevance, there is no point, there is no possibility of me even feeling that all these things in sequence. Space is within me, pure canvas, and then within that, you don't even think that you exist beyond the space, having transcended the space, existing prior to the emergence of time and space in the creation. These lines are not conceptual lines to be appreciated. You have to live, you have to exist with space within you, creation within you. Bāhyaṃ and antaraṃ, inside and outside. The same space concept, everything explained, stands true for bāhyaṃ and antaraṃ as well. There is no relevance of anything inside or anything outside me, the pure consciousness, the pure canvas consciousness. It is, just be, just am. At the transcendental level, neither there is awareness of space inside me, creation inside me, as already explained. Avadhuta Dattatreya says, if the self is all pervading, eternal, whole, and without a division, there can be no differentiation whatsoever. How then can it be regarded as being either inside or outside? Because there can be no differentiation. In the all-pervading Anantam Purnam self. Sthūlaṃ and sūkṣmaṃ. All this is what your mind conveys to you, gross and subtle. Atman anor aniyam, subtler than the subtlest. And when we say subtler than the subtlest, any subtler thing can be described, any subtler thing can be talked about, any subtler thing can be explained with finite words, expressions of even Vedanta treatise. But when one exists as self, subtler than the subtlest, there are no expressions. Nothing can be described about it. Nothing can be told about it as gross or subtle. Because it has crossed the boundary of the subtlety and it is subtler than the subtlest. So you can neither come back now to subtle and then nor go further to gross from that subtler than the subtlest. A Jivan Mukta does not even think that I am subtler Atman, because he is not separate from Atman to say I am Atman. And there is not this Atman which is very subtle, and he being subtler than Atman to say I am subtler. It is a subtler than the subtlest, finished, full stop. There is no differentiation. So he cannot say I am subtler, or he can neither say the world is gross. All these things are all of no relevance at that state. क्व मृत्युर्जीवितं वा क्व lōkāḥ kvāsya क्व laukikam क्व layaḥ क्व samādhirvā svamahimni sthitasya me. Where is life or where is death? Where are the worlds or where are the worldly relations? Where is samadhi for me who abide in my own grandeur? There are three things: life and death, world and worldly relations, samadhi. Life and death is for the body. World and worldly relations are for the mind. Samadhi is the intellectual pursuit and sadhana to abide in self. Okay? Life and death with the B, world and worldly relations with M, samadhi, intellect. None of these things are relevant for me, of any relevance for me, says Janaka. Very interestingly, we learned the 5 kleshas in 2011, maybe. It's a beautiful recap to think that when we talk about life and death, there are two kleshas involved necessarily in this. If those two kleshas are transcended, there is no life, there is no death. What are the two kleshas? Life, asmita, death, abhinivesha. Correct? Now you would smile within when he has told this. Yes. Life relevance comes when you have the asmita, you have the I-ness, mindness, association or identity with the body, the life, concept or the life factor emerges. And once you have associated yourself with your body, so you are aware about the life of at your body level, then there is this constant fear of change, of death of that body. Think. So when at the root level this is taken care of and there is no asmita at all, there is no avidya at all, there is no living with the, you may work with the body intensely, but there is no living constantly with body consciousness. In existence of Sai, he told one very important thing beyond the body consciousness. Once you live without body consciousness, still putting the body like covered in the one of the latest or the earlier Atma Bodha was, putting the gross body and subtle body to the only purpose of life, to realize self. At least with so many years, decades of sadhana and being in the parampara, you can very easily correlate in a flash of a second that once if you are able to exist without the body consciousness for a day, that day there will be no fear of death. So there is neither life nor death. Right? In the waking state, you are aware of the dream. And you are also aware of the deep sleep from which you have just woken up and you are awake now. In the waking state, you are aware about the dream you had, and or if there was no dream, about the deep sleep state which you enjoyed the previous night. It is possible, 100% possible, only and only if the eternal witness self was present in both the state dream and deep sleep states, conveying to you as a direct sakshi once you are awake about your dream and deep sleep state. Right? Very clear, very simple. Similarly, just correlate for understanding purpose, correlate the mrityu to deep sleep and the jivanam to the waking state. Okay. Both this mrityu and the jivanam, the deep sleep or the waking state, both the mrityu and the life, they both are illumined by self-pure consciousness. Otherwise, you can neither be aware of mrityu nor be aware of jivana. Simple. Who is there? Witness consciousness. What is there within you which is illumining your life, which is also witnessing your death? Without that, where is the relevance of life or death? World and worldly relations. Lōkāḥ, laukikam. World arises again only because of the body consciousness. First, we have how many times he has showed, without the Omkara, the Ganesha, and the Guru Bhajan cannot start. Your body consciousness, your identity as Jiva with the three Omkara has started. So, Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara, Jagat has come. The lōkāḥ has come for you. If you yourself as Jiva is not existing, where is this world for you? Or where is even the God who has created this world and you? Since I think I am the body, my mind goes out and searches for experiences from the world. Maybe it is an expectation of a particular experience. Then vasanas also crop in of the previous experiences, which push the mind to get similar experiences. If they were good, and if the mind wishes not to get previous experiences which were not suiting to your vasanas earlier. So it is that is why he brought the V between the AKK. So it is your asmita and your avidya is not there. You remember from Bhiwadi he clarified, there is nothing called avidya because it is anadi. You cannot point out from where avidya started, or you cannot point out from where maya started. So, which cannot be explained at all. There is no use of talking or thinking or contemplating about it because you will reach nowhere. So, let us start with asmita, the body awareness, I-ness. Okay. So, the lōkāḥ is there for you because of your asmita, your body awareness, your association, your identity with your ego as jiva plus your vasanas. Take out the vasanas, take out the jiva in you, there is no world. From 5 o'clock till 12 o'clock, intensely you may be working in the world, still there will be no world for you. Granted, 100% granted. There is no doubt about it. These are all not just theories. We are not able to transcend our jivahood. We are not able to transcend our vasanas. So we are in that gray, like he says, the dark tunnel. We are not clear 100% that, oh, is it possible at all that there may be no world for me? This question arises because you are not transcending these two. You transcend these two and then see. And then come to me and say, was there a world at that day for you? No chance. World is there. You are there. You are in the world. You are acting in the world. You are pursuing your attakama. You are doing everything as a householder, as an office goer, as a grahastha, as whatever. Still. Within you, deep within you, there is no world. Worldly relations, laukikam. Laukikam means vasanas. Finished. 99% worldly laukikam is all vasanas, whether within the family or outside the family. He talked about 4 vasanas, if you remember, 2011. If you say, just a recap, if you say, how about a new association, new laukikam, new worldly relation whom I have never met at all? Where is the vasana there? Then out of the 4 vasanas, other vasana comes into play. What is that vasana? Vasana about yourself. Your impression about your liking, your disliking, your nature. That vasana comes into play when 99% it is the world vasanas, impression about the world. This 1% or 0.5% or 0.1%, when you face new laukikam, new worldly relation, it is about the impression about your self. Vasana. With that, you approach the worldly relations. When the world itself is transcended, where is the relevance of laukikam? There is no lōkāḥ, so there can be no laukikam either. Imagine if there is no vasana about yourself, and if there is no vasana about the world, the whole morning to night you would have moved with your family members, talked, laughed, smiled, sat, eating together. Still, there will be no ray of laukikam. There will be no ray of relations, worldly relations. And that is existing as I. Move in the world without vasanas. Nothing can touch you. No laukikam can touch you. You can ever be flying like a free bird. Exist as I. Daily life then becomes traveling in a flight or traveling in a train with a co-passenger. If we are able to transcend the lōkāḥ and the laukikam and go beyond our vasanas and go beyond our jivahood, our identity, asmita, then the flight journey may be for 3.5 hours. A train journey may be even for north to south, it may be 24 hours. A life journey with your spouse or with your family members may be for 50 years. Still, it is a temporary journey only. Because there was nothing before the journey started, and there is nothing after the journey has ended. During that so much of talking is taking place, so much of sharing, so much of sharing the interests, hobbies, this, that, etc. Eating together, playing together, living together. And many times, interestingly, we don't even exchange our contacts when we leave. Okay, okay, see you. Where we will see? You can lead the life like that for 50 years, 60 years at home. Free, totally free. Beyond lōkāḥ and laukikam, because you are not the jiva. Remember, the whole verse started with the jivanam and mṛtyu. Okay, so it starts with life. Life starts with what? Asmita. All others are all like joining in the garland. Okay, the life, when you have transcended the life, then no death, no lōkāḥ, no laukikam. Not there at all. And now he says, na laya, na samadhi. What is this laya? It is not to be confused with the laya dhyana in the Avadhuta Gita. It's the Raja Yoga technique of laya. Laya in the yoga, this thing, it is means it is void. Nothing is there. Okay. So what we do, we go beyond the world temporarily to a temporary positive glimpse of void. That is laya, dissolving. But then this temporary positive void is but temporary only. The world disappears, we say, when we are in laya, when in at the height of the meditation, we say the world, I have transcended the world. The world is not there. The world never disappears till the time you attain realization. Okay, it is only temporarily it disappears. Temporary void is setting in the meditation. The existing world has subsided temporarily in your dhyana. It will come back once you are out of the dhyana. And now he is reaching the height and crossing the heights of heights, and he say, there is neither samadhi for me. How? How no samadhi for me? Samadhi is the state which does not come and go. This is the ultimate attainment in spiritual growth, the goal of God realization. But the relevance of samadhi is there till the time you reach and exist in the state of samadhi. Once you exist in the state of samadhi, then there is no one to say I am in samadhi, or this is the ultimate state of attainment which I have attained. If there has to be a moment of coming out of your sahaja samadhi, then you can comment about your state of samadhi in which you were there previous minute. Here, for Janaka, there is no coming into samadhi or getting out of samadhi. So he says the relevance of samadhi has also gone for me. Okay, this can be grasped only at that this thing. Otherwise, all the Upanishads and the Vedantas are all totally confusing. When somebody theoretically hears that there is no samadhi for me, at which state, who is qualified, who not even qualified, who from whom it spontaneously comes out, emerges that there is no samadhi for me, it has to be understood at that. Right? Now the platform has been set. The travel has to go to the ultimate, unimaginable state. So it is necessary that Avadhuta Dattatreya takes over from ASHTAVAKRA Gita, from Janaka, to explain this particular state, this not particular, this ultimate state of existence. Avadhuta says, Anatma Rupam cha katham samadhi, Ratma Swarupam cha katham samadhi, Astithi na astithi katham samadhi, Moksha Swarupam yadi sarvamekam. If you see the world as other than self, how can there be experience of unity or samadhi? If you see it as the self, how can there be experience of samadhi? If it is be seen as both the self and not the self, how can there be the experience of samadhi? The true state of freedom is to see everything as one, not even self, as one, just be. Samadhi is not possible for the one who thinks he is Atman. How can that type of meditation fructify based upon the mental concept soul exists at times and does not exist at times? What need is there for anybody to attain emergence? If you don't realize that you are ever that, then you will strive to attain that, and there is a very high possibility that you will keep getting in and getting out of that state of samadhi. Of course, that is the path. There is no other way. But here, Avadhuta Gita being Avadhuta Gita, at that crossed Ashtavakra Gita, he says, why do you even have to think that you have to merge? What other thing is there apart from you in which you have to merge? So where is the relevance of samadhi? It is at that Uttarkashi, at that loftiest, highest level. Avadhuta is ruling. In none of the possibilities there is any relevance of samadhi. One dare not even touch or talk about this verse. Still, he has graduated in through the 1.5 years, 2 years of the ASHTAVAKRA Gita course, and then come to on ruling out the time space, 3 states of consciousness, and the gross subtle, and all this journey. After this journey, one can afford or dare to listen to such a verse. Otherwise, one dare not. Right? He says the mind has created 3 types of Brahman, Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara, as separate awareness. Though apparently the principle is right for the purpose of knowing, but is totally unsuited when the meditator wants to get beyond the world and awareness. Neither existence or nor non-existence matters. Leave the question, leave the answer also. So he says you go beyond the 3 kinds of awareness, Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara awareness you have created. Go beyond the questions, go beyond the answers, go beyond the... Ultimately, you have to. It is a process, but ultimately you have to reach that state where it is samadhi state. Okay. But you have to reach the state of existence where there is, mark this line, there is no trace of your having existed as Jiva for 50, 100, 200 births to claim that now from that Jivahood I have attained samadhi. All the entire up to that state where you are existing in samadhi, sahaja samadhi, up to that your existence at the physical level in so many births, they are erased. Your horoscope is gone. Your past is gone. Your jivahood is gone. There is no trace of your jivahood. So there is no relevance of your samadhi state either. If it has to take 6 months to absorb this session, let it take 6 months, let it take. It's that deep. And it is coming to you as the climax of the ASHTAVAKRA Gita sessions. The last verse of the 19th chapter. Alaṃ trivargakathayā yōgasya kathayāpyalam alaṃ vijñānakathayā viśrāntasya mamātmani. For me, who repose in the self, any talk about 3 goals of life is useless. 3 goals of life apart from moksha. Any talk about yoga is purposeless. And even vijñāna, even talk about direct knowledge is needless. Trivarga, dharma, artha, kama, yōgasya, union with God, vijñānam, direct knowledge of Shrutis. 3 goals. Purpose we know is ultimate ananda, brahmananda. And as Swami clarified, which was given to you in the karma session in 2011, artha has to be taken up only within the boundary of dharma, and kama has to be there only for moksha, Swami said very clearly. Okay? Artha within dharma, you pursue within dharma. Don't steal anyone from anyone. Don't deprive anyone of their privilege, their rights. Don't cause harm to anyone in the world, not even a bird. Don't do anything to satisfy your artha. Within the boundary of dharma, paradharma, and ultimately swadharma, atma dharma, pursue your artha. And the kama, as far as kama is concerned, kama has to be there only for moksha, nothing else. While this artha chapter is going on within the boundary of dharma. So, imagine a day, a moment, Ishavasya Upanishad, Pushne verse, you attained realization. At that particular thing, momentless moment, timeless time, secondless second. So the purpose of your kama, moksha, is fulfilled. Okay? So kama leaves you. Prostrating, kama leaves you. Now, if artha has to continue based on your ashrama, where you are existing, living, note this. Once moksha is attained, kama leaves. And a man of realization, if he or she, they have to still pursue artha because of the ashrama in which they are. Please note, neither are they aware about the artha, though they may be pursuing, they are not conscious about the artha. And nor is there any need for them to think and deliberate that I have to pursue the artha within the boundary of dharma, because a jivan mukta or an avadhuta, Shivanandaji Maharaj in the Jivan Mukta Gita has very clearly given that there are no prescriptions, there are no rules. The rules of the dharma, the rules of life, world does not apply to a Jivan Mukta. None of the rules, not even the moral rules, none of the rules applies to a Jivan Mukta, but in his state of existence, spontaneously, without thinking, without deliberating, his walk, talk, silence, sleep, eat, everything falls within the dharma on its own. So, sequentially, what has happened? Kama has left when moksha has been attained. Artha is may be pursued may not be pursued, but he is not bothered about artha. Artha has left prostrating him, and there is no relevance or need or thought of a dharma. Dharma has left it. Three goes, trivarga gone. Practically gone. Not theoretically, practically gone. And you should imagine the beauty of such life, such existence, where these three are gone. You may still be pursuing artha within dharma without thinking of artha, without thinking of dharma. Of course, no karma. Yoga. So, before going to yoga, from where we started? Purpose of life itself, the first session itself. Okay, you go back to that song from where we started the purpose of life. Chinna chinna, that song, huh? பால்மணக்கும் பருவத்திலே உன்னை போல் நான் இருந்தேன். Okay, so for that ananda, for that happiness, that is the base, that is the purpose of our life, that is the purpose for which we live from morning to evening, every day, and so many births. And when self-realization has happened, so we live for happiness, we pursue for happiness, we take up purushartha for happiness. And can there be any other higher happiness than the Brahmananda? So after you reach that state of that Brahmananda, where is the relevance of the purushartha? Yoga. Bhakti, jnana, karma, raja, all yogas are all ultimately aimed at the ultimate realization, nirvikalpa samadhi. And once you exist as that, like samadhi has gone, yoga is a very rudimentary level when as compared to the samadhi. Yoga may be the means, samadhi may be the end. Samadhi end is transcended. Where is yoga? Relevance of yoga now? Avadhuta sings. Yoga viyogai rahito yogi, bhoga vibhogai rahito bhogi, evam charatihi mandam mandam, manasa kalpita sahaja anandam. The enlightened one is a yogi, devoid of yoga or absence of yoga. He is an enjoyer, devoid of enjoyment and absence of enjoyment. Thus he wanders leisurely, evam charatihi mandam mandam, manasa kalpita sahaja anandam, filled with this spontaneous joy. Sahaja ananda, that is the state. Where is the relevance of yoga? Where is the relevance of anything in that state? Talking about jnana, all knowledge of all Upanishad, all Vedanta, ASHTAVAKRA Gita, Avadhuta Gita, everything is are all aimed at getting that intuitive, intimate experience of abidance in self. Swarupa. Existing as my Swarupa, my real essence. So should all this knowledge also not leave you, prostrating you at you? Once you have reached that state of evam charatehi mandam mandam manasa kalpita sahaja anandam, where is the relevance of knowledge? What to say? Veda na loka na sura na yajna varna ashramo naiva kulam na jati na dhuma margo na cha deepti margo brahmaipa rupam paramartha tattvam, says Dattatreya. There are no Vedas, there is no world, there is no God, there are no sacrifices, there is no caste, no stage in life, no family, no birth, no path of smoke, nor the path of light. There is only the highest truth, the homogeneous Brahman, Paramartha Tattvam. Only when you listen to the second time, when you glide slowly, you will realize from where you have started at the dūraṃ samīpaṃ and where the journey has gone, where you are reaching ultimately. Now, how this state would be? ASHTAVAKRA Gita prostrates and gives way to Avadhuta Gita here. This giving up of ASHTAVAKRA Gita and leading the last stage of a Jivan Mukta or an Avadhuta of the more mystical treatise Avadhuta Gita is indicated in the ASHTAVAKRA Gita itself in the following verses, couple of verses. In fact, all the verses, 8, 9 verses in the chapter 20 are at that level only. Just taking that this is the, like we call as the bāhyaṃ between the mukhada and the antara, we have the music in between. These are the verses which are paving way from ASHTAVAKRA Gita to Avadhuta Gita, and they prostrate and they leave. Chapter 20, couple of verses. Maybe he doesn't remember, one of them might have been given earlier also. Kva srishti kva cha samsara kva sadhyam kva cha sadhanam kva sadhaka kva siddhirvā swarupe aham advaye. Where is creation? Where is destruction? Where is the end? And where is the means? Where is the seeker? And where is the accomplishment for me? Abiding in my own non-dual nature. Kva loka, kva mumukshu va, kva yogi jnanavan kva va, kva bandha, kva cha va mukta, swaswarupe ahamadvaye. Where is the world and where is the seeker after liberation? Where is the man of contemplation and where is the man of realization? Where is the bound man and where is the liberated man? For me, who am Advaye, non-dual in essence. Just one line Chinmaya has written about this. Just one line. Subject, object, perception have all merged. The world, the seeker, man in meditation, man of realization, bound and liberated. None of these have significance or relevance anymore. Sadhakas. If this pore has to be taken in the seriousness with which it has to be taken, then as he messaged in the core group yesterday, the actual purpose of giving by the guru and receiving by the shishya would end. It may continue, the giving may continue, but that giving may be not for giving knowledge to you, not for giving to you, but just whispering in joy, and you are listening in joy. The purpose of Shravana Manana Nididhyasanam would end. Purpose of living, breathing, existing end. Purpose of creating this creation ends. The jiva releases himself from the ways in the world. He gives up the samsara side of the rope. Go to the Paramahamsa Yogananda, first ever. Like world is small, we say we are going back again to the 2001, beautifully, to the why God created the world. At the end of the journey, the jiva has happily, blissfully left the other side of the rope of the samsara and looks at the God filled with Brahma Ananda, bliss, and rushes to God as the calf rushes to the cow, and all the ropes are given up. All sadhana purpose is over. And there is a mutual stretching of arms by God, Pandari Nivasa He Panduranga, and the devotee, they both hug. Or the guru and the shishya, they both hug. And the purpose is over. The rope has been given up. The samsara has been given up ultimately, finally. Swami's call come, seek me, merge in me and exist as me has been fulfilled. When he says all this, everything in a super positive climax ending, he says, ideally, it should end like this. Now, time for sadhaka to get into a real serious samudra manthan, where they introspect where this spore leads them to and where they are in reality and how much is the gap between the two, and how to overcome this gap in this lifetime if possible. If this end, the super fantastic, unimaginable end has to happen, then how much contemplation is required? How much intensity is required? The remaining life is not enough. The leftover 50, 45, 50, 55 years gone. The remaining life itself is not over, not enough. If the required intensity, the required seriousness sets in. Otherwise, 100 plus 101 session. Tata, bye bye. No problem. Sadhakas. This path is walking in fire, on fire. Not easy at all. And that is why 2 or 3 or 4 sit here against the 500 or the 700 devotees who may be there here in Oman. You reach to the entire world and see how many people will be pursuing this path seriously as contemporaries. It is not easy. And the decision whether to be in this path or leave the path has to be taken in the 2 years or 3 years. Now, all that stage is gone. Self-realization is very far from even imagination if the major part of the day is dedicated to all or is devoted to or is spent on all other pursuits and a very limited time is given to this path. Realization is a very far-fetched imagination. Not not only major part of the day, the entire life, the entire breathing, the entire existence has to be only for realization. Where your other duties and pursuits come and go like the trees which you see when you are going on a fast train. They just come, go, come, go, come, go. That's it. In the leftover time in the life, if such seriousness sets in, maybe realization dawns in this birth itself or next birth. And he's giving his 11 years to you, and you are giving 11 years to this parampara, is not for anything less than self-realization at all. At all. If realization is not the goal, this much seriousness in the Guru Shishya Parampara is never warranted. It is never required at all. It could have been a very easy, pleasant journey of just giving theoretically. He can't make you understand more seriously about the purpose. Now, after the purpose of the Guru Shishya Parampara is fulfilled, the time has come and the master and the disciple have to part. Moksha Gita, last few verses. The Guru is asking, "O my child, has your delusion been destroyed? Have you become fearless now? Have your doubts been removed? Are you resting now in your Satchitananda Swarupa? I have declared to thee the profound secret of Vedanta, the essence of Vedas. Oh, preceptor, I have realized the self now. I am verily that Brahman, which is self-effulgent, one without a second, which is changeless, partless, formless, eternal, all-pervading, absolute, homogeneous essence. I am Satchit Ananda Brahman. I am pure, infinite, unattached, timeless, motionless, deathless, decayless, and fearless. I have no connection with the body and the mind. I am actionless and formless. Namaste Bhagavat Pada Tvayaham Parirakshitah Sansara Chakrato Ghorat Tvat Prasadena Shashvata Ananda Cha Amrutatvam च संसिद्ध्वमधुना प्रभो संदेह ज्ञान सम्मोह सर्वे मे विलयं गता प्रणमा कोटीश सन्तु भगवन्ते दयानिधे। Salutations unto thee, O venerable master. Thou hast saved me from the wheel of birth and death. Through thy grace I have attained immortality and eternal bliss. All my doubts, delusion and ignorance have vanished. Crores of prostrations unto thee, O merciful Lord. O Guru, without thy infinite compassion, self-realization is not possible. Thy grace comes in the form of self-effort and meditation, and thy grace alone removes my ignorance. Sadhana is possible only with thy blessing. If thou turnest away from me, truth will also turn away from me. Thou hast illumined me, O Lord. Prostrations at thy lotus feet. He is going to leave you for a long time, don't know how many days. And this is a real test this time for you, without his interference, without his monitoring. As to how much intensity, how much seriousness sets in now after this phenomenal pour of course. It is either realization or no realization. There is nothing in between. There is no medium in between path in this path of fire. Hariyo. It's a song.